How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton, and you guys get plenty of fun stuff. It's not just Kaiju number 8, it's not just reviews, it's discussions, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, all kinds of stuff. So, if any of that sounds interesting, don't forget to hit that button. Anyway, getting into it, what's the little guy up to? What's he doing? He's been gone for like 30-something chapters now, just shows up out of nowhere, takes control of Kafka's body, and says, "I'll kill Kaiju," and then just starts going to town fighting General Shinomiya. Now, one thing this tells me is that this thing probably could have taken over Kafka's body at any time, but when Kaiju number 9 showed up, when Kaiju number 10 showed up, anytime Kafka was fighting against somebody, he was actively fighting against the Kaiju himself. The little guy didn't need to take over Kafka's body because Kafka was already doing the job just fine. This time, since Kafka is holding back when fighting against Kaiju number 2, General Shinomiya, I feel like the little guy is like, okay, if you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Give me the body. Fine. And just takes over. Giving me the impression that, yeah, he could have done this any time. He just hasn't because he hasn't needed to. But we do now know that, well, this thing does have its own agendas, its own thoughts, its own feelings. It wants to do certain things too. And apparently what it wants to do is kill Kaiju. Now, this isn't necessarily surprising because, well, one, it's been letting Kafka use this power to kill Kaiju. And two, we do know that Kaiju can be pretty solitary creatures. Those flying Kaiju that number 10 had with them, we were told those were typically solitary creatures. The only reason they were attacking in a pack is because, well, basically number 10 made itself the alpha and said, go over there. And they just listened because they didn't want to die. So, we do know they can be very solitary, assuming they can also be very territorial in that aspect. This could make sense. It could just be a very territorial, very solemn, lone wolf type of Kaiju. Just doesn't like other Kaiju being around. What if, however, there is more of a structure to Kaiju society that we don't know about? Now, hear me out. I don't think journalists are going out and filming, like, Kaiju documentaries the way we do with, like, lions and stuff in the real world. I am assuming that Kaiju out in their natural habitat, how they form, how they spawn, where they live, where they sleep when they're not attacking humans, I assume all of that stuff is still somewhat unknown. I mean, we as the readers don't know any of that stuff. So all I can do is just make assumptions and kind of have ideas. I'm not going to make anything sound too concrete because I don't think anything is. We know anything isn't. So, this is very possible that there could be more of a structure, more of a class system to Kaiju life. Well, this guy's really tiny, doesn't seem like he's very powerful on his own. Maybe he was kind of put down by all the other Kaiju. Maybe out in nature, where he doesn't have a host body because it seems like a more parasitic type Kaiju. Maybe out in nature, where it doesn't have a host body, it's by far one of the weakest Kaiju out there, and it just got basically dunked on by everybody, to the point where it just hates everyone. Maybe its entire species of Kaiju was wiped out by the other Kaiju, and it's the last one left of this parasitic Kaiju species. Maybe it went out and found somebody that hated Kaiju. Maybe it sensed a really strong will from Kafka. Lots of things that it could have done. Don't know why it picked Kafka for this role, but it did. So there's got to be some kind of reason there, I would assume. So yeah, maybe this thing is just out for revenge and hates all other Kaiju. Maybe it's a government experiment went wrong. I'm pretty sure I have a video discussing Kafka's Kaiju form. It's like one of the first videos I made. I don't even know if I had my camera at that point. If you want to go check that out, check that out. I'm pretty sure I'm rehashing this thought from that. Maybe some of the others, I have no idea. But, yeah, we know that the Defense Force, government, whatever, army, I'm jumbling it all into one ball. Military, army, Defense Force, Kaiju fighters. Yeah, anyway. We know that they've done a lot of experiments on Kaiju bodies. We know the suits are made from Kaiju muscle fibers. We know we have weapons made from dead Kaiju bodies. The General Director's weapon is made from Kaiju number 2 cells. We know we mess around with Kaiju bodies and stuff all the time. I'm sure there's some nasty scientific experiments going on that maybe we shouldn't do. So, very possible that one of these experiments with kaiju cells and body parts and this and that, maybe live kaiju, went a little wrong and maybe this little guy escaped. Maybe he was one of a kind. Maybe he was a successful experiment and all the others were failures and he got out in some weird accident. Never know. Maybe he was bred to kill kaiju. Maybe it was brainwashed to kill kaiju. I don't know. Kind of interesting. I wanted to talk about him because I love that little guy. I don't know why. He's my little kaiju bug fly friend. I don't know. I like him. He wants to kill kaiju. Series is kind of at its most fun when we're killing kaiju, if I'm going to be honest. That shit's super fun. So I like him. He's a little dude. I want him to stick around. I like little dudes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it as always. And like I said, if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. I'm out.